Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of What We Eating, Ava's Quickies. And this evening I'm going to be making mushroom stuffed potatoes. Or you can just say veggie stuffed potatoes, whichever one. Either way it goes, they're going to be really good. So let's go ahead and get started. So I have about 6 potatoes, and the only thing I want to do is just rub a little bit of olive oil on it. Just rub them down real good. And take some oil and make sure your potatoes are washed. And you want to take your oil here and just wrap your potato up. That's all you need to do. I don't even poke holes in my potatoes. Go ahead and rub these down really good. Oil. And these potatoes are very filling. So good. I went to the store, I tried to find some bigger potatoes, you know, those raised big ones, but I didn't find any, so I said this will do. Okay, so I have oil on my potatoes now, and I just want to wrap these up really good. This next one. Almost done. About 2 more left. These wrapped up. Okay. Now I'm going to put these in the oven for 1 hour and 25 minutes at 400 degrees. And we'll be back. Alright y'all, so while the potatoes are in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and get the mushroom and veggie sauce made up so we can stuff our potatoes with it. So I'm going to turn my heat up to about a 7 for right now, and I'll probably turn it down while everything's cooking. I just want to add a little over half a stick of butter. You can use as much or as little as you want. I know I always forget something. I'm going to let that melt. Try the chocolate. There we go. And I've also tried this with shrimp too, mushrooms and shrimp, and it was so good. So you can stuff your potato with whatever it is that you like. It doesn't even matter. My mushrooms are all washed up. I'm going to go ahead and just put those in here. In Leroy. And for those of you that are just now tuning in, new subscribers, yes, my skillet is named Leroy. That cook. Turn it up a little bit more to about an 8. Also have some diced bell pepper, yellow and green. I'm gonna go ahead and add that to that because I want that all to cook together. Just let that cook really good. Okay. Go ahead and let that cook and I'll be back. Alright y'all, so the mushrooms, bell peppers, and I went ahead and cut up some onion in here too because I wanted some onions in here. And it just smells so good. And they're sauteing in this butter. So we'll just let that cook, and then we'll add the sauce, the roux to it, and we'll just continue with it. And I'll be back. That's smelling so good. Okay, you guys. So the veggies are sauteed very nicely. I have my heat turned down to about a 5.5. So I'm going to add like a handful of, I hope you guys can see that, pepper, salt, onion powder, and garlic powder all together here. And I'm just going to place that in here. Mix it up really good. I also have a half a cup of milk. And I just want to put that in there too. Let that cook and simmer. I have maybe about less than a half of Veggie cheese. I'm just gonna turn our heat down to about 4 and let that simmer. Let that cheese melt, and that's going to give you a really nice sauce here with your veggies and the seasonings. And then when the potatoes come out, we'll cut open those potatoes and stuff it, add cheese, and put those in the oven for those loaded twice-baked potatoes. That's basically what it's called, because you're going to put them in the oven twice. Okay, and we'll let that cook some more. Okay, I hope you guys can see that really good. But you see how that cheese is melted with that milk. You can see the spices in here. And just let that simmer. Just let it simmer and cook. And those potatoes will be done before you know it. It looks so good. Alright, y'all. So the potatoes are ready. I have one here that I'm going to go ahead and get set up. So you just want to open that up. Ooh, and be careful because it is hot. Hope you guys can see that. And I just want to start not all the way to the end, but just cut it and kind of squeeze it open here. Ooh, it'll let me. There we go. Kind of push it open so it makes like a little pocket. You can see that. Kind of want to move all that around in here real good. The potato mixed up really good. Okay. You want to add butter. You gotta make sure you add your butter to these potatoes, you guys. You don't want to not add butter. But before I do that, I want to add a little bit of salt. A little bit of salt and pepper to these. Yep, a little bit of salt and pepper. And then you want to add quite a bit of butter. Kind of get that mixed in really good. Okay. So since you have your butter added, now this sauce that you have, that you made, you want to add that to the potato. Put that in there, and you can get as much or as little as you want. Put that right on in there just like that. And it might run out. It's okay, that's what the foil is for. I hope you guys can see that. Then I want to add some cheese. Kind of top that off. And then I'm going to finish up the rest of these potatoes, and then I'm going to put these back in the oven for about 15 minutes until the cheese is melted. And we're going to leave that open whenever you do. So I'm going to get these done as well. I might do one more for you guys. We'll do this one. Woo, that is hot. Do that one. And just place it back in the pan. Do one more. Press that open. Squeeze it so we can make that little pocket, that opening. Kind of mix it in the Mix around that potato, get it all off the sides. Add your salt and pepper. Add your butter. And they're really good. Just mix that up. Mix that on in there. And if I had some shrimp, I didn't have any shrimp this time, I would have added some shrimp to it. It was so good, that shrimp. Okay. And then add your cheese. Add as little or as much as you like. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of these set up, and I'll be back. All right, y'all, so I have all the potatoes stuffed. And I'm going to place these into the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes until that cheese melts. And I'll be back. All right, y'all. So the potatoes are out of the oven. I hope you guys can see this really good. But the cheese is melted so good on this. And I had to put one in another dish too because it was so big I didn't have any more room. And of course, y'all hear my little Jamal in there pretending to be crying. But that's what that looks like. And we'll just use this one here as an example of what we're gonna do here. And I'm just gonna take this. I don't know why he likes to do that. And I wanna add some sour cream to it. You don't have to add sour cream on yours if you don't like to, but I do. Sour cream on there. And I want to add a little bit of parsley. Okay. And there you have it. Your loaded twice baked potato. I want to thank you guys. Please subscribe and like and share.